We are currently on Celebrity Solstice hosting the inaugural Danny Meads Barlow Jelly Bean Cruise. We currently have about 120 people on board. Part of the Foundation's activities on board is to make the awareness of diabetes to the consumers. We're hosting a mini conference on board with suppliers of equipment that help diabetes sufferers find ways of making it overcome this particular problem.
On behalf of the Danny Meads Barlow Foundation, I welcome you aboard the sensational Celebrity Solstice. My name is Donna Meads Barlow, and I'm one of the directors of the Danny Foundation and founder. I have a passion for cruising and, as you know, a stronger passion about diabetic health. Our daughter was Daniela, and so we've brought her with us today in posters. We thought that it was only fitting that we invite you away from your homes to join our inaugural Jelly Bean Cruise, so we can come together and enjoy the value of intensive management presentations in the comfort of this beautiful resort ship. If you've had the opportunity to have a look around the ship at this point, I'm sure you'll agree Celebrity Cruises is the perfect choice for the inaugural Jelly Bean Cruise. The Danny Meads Barlow Foundation's main function is diabetes focused, to start with. It's to create an awareness for all people to understand and learn a little bit more about diabetes and how, how people live with diabetes.
Type 1 diabetes is a condition in young people that results from a lack of insulin in the body and high blood glucose levels. That's caused by genetic predisposition along with the disorder of immunity where the pancreas that makes insulin is attacked.
Danny lost her life to an overnight hypoglycemic event just over 2 years ago. And it was at that point in time that Donna learned there was technology available in the world that would have alerted somebody to the fact that she needed help. So she committed to making sure that we get that technology into Australia.
Our division does the insulin pumps and continuous glucose monitoring, so for patients with diabetes they get their insulin delivery through the pump.
We have a software package that's web-based, data's in the cloud that allows people to manage their diabetes. They enter in their blood sugars and their food and it will predict where their blood sugars will be up to 4 hours ahead of time. It tells them how much insulin they need. It can tell them when they're going to get a hypo, what they would need to do about it, how much food to give themselves, when to check themselves to avoid it, so therefore people have less hypos.
We look after a range of true result meters for increasing the quality of life with patients with diabetes.
I represent and promote the Animas insulin pump and Dexcom continuous glucose monitor, Dexcom G4.
There is no cure for type 1 diabetes. There is lots of research going on around the world.
To this stage, there has been no major success in a cure, which would mean either replacing the lost insulin production by a biological or a natural means, or by a mechanical means.
The research efforts are going into stem cell research, into encapsulated islets where they take the little cells that make insulin, wrap them up in something to protect them from the immune system and transplant them. There's also islet cell transplantation taking place around the world, but as yet none of these provide a permanent cure for people with type 1 diabetes.
Mitchell was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in October 2011. There was some telltale signs there that I was unaware of, and he was going to the toilet a lot of the time, he was drinking a lot of water, and I first made contact with our paediatrician and brought these concerns of mine to him and said to him that these conditions were going on, and he asked me to take Mitchell to our GP, and I did that, where our GP informed me that Mitchell had type 1 diabetes.
Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, so there's no real way of preventing your siblings or other members of the family from getting it, or a person from getting it.
The first talk is about intensive management of type 1, and this is really to set the basis of why are we doing this, so that later on you can explore how you're going to do it.
And insulin is central to regulating carbohydrate and fat metabolism in the body, and we can't survive without insulin.
Every direction is moving towards mobile technology.
Medicine's on syringes, so I've learned heaps of things, lots of tips today that I'll take with me. I personally got a lot out of it. I think the seminar yesterday where we had the representatives from Medtronics and people from Dexcom, and I think it was Animas and what have you, for me I found a particular interest because I got a bit of a greater insight, particularly on continuous glucose monitoring.
First off adventure for the family from a cruise perspective, but also very good to mingle with families that are going through similar circumstances.
We actually learnt something that we had never heard about before, the dead in bed. To be honest, I'd never ever heard of that before, so it was an amazing eye-opener, especially having my daughter. It was hard to hear as well.
The family was really excited to come on this cruise. It was an opportunity for us, we initially thought, just to learn more about type 1 diabetes, since Sydney, my son, was diagnosed with that 12 months ago.
What we get from this event is a lot of warm welcome from the people who make it happen, as Donna and what is her husband? Brian. And also for us, is what we're looking for is in technology developing.
For me, that this weekend has been invaluable for me and my son, because there was information available about new technology and things that would help with nocturnal hypoglycemia that you're just not going to get anywhere else. There were messages here that were so important for us to hear.
It's been great to talk to parents of teenagers because I've been through my teen years and I've done things that their children are doing now and they're experiencing, and I've been able to give them a bit of advice.
Day 2 of the cruise has far exceeded any expectations I had coming on the Denny Meads Barlow Jelly Bean Cruise. The workshops have been fantastic. They've been educational, empowering. If I could sum it up in a couple of words, I would say, number 1, it was priceless. It's been amazing. It's been educational. There's quite a few things that I've learnt today. Even though Mitchell's been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes for 2 years, I will walk out of here with a greater, tighter control of Mitchell's diabetes. I will walk out of here feeling more empowered with the education and the knowledge that I have learnt, and I can only thank the Foundation for this opportunity and being able, with the knowledge of the experts today, I also thank them for their time.
My mum said, Mitchell. Donna has booked us to go on a cruise, and then I was so excited that I cried of tears of joy.